But I was home before that. I've been home since like 6:30.
I didn't
I just
leave
went
my
back
house.
out.
I didn't go to work today. I stayed home. This is a rest day.
You have a rest day. All right.
I can
That's
call
what
out.
we're calling it.
I called
That's what-
out, therefore it's a rest day.
That's what we're calling it, a rest day.
Yeah, it's where I sleep and go to the gym and then bully my dogs.
Why are you bullying the dogs? Don't let Peter hear this.
What do you mean?
Excuse me, brother.
Don't go fuck. He's got a pinchable face.
You got a pinchable or punchable?
Pinch.
Pinch,
I do not
pinch.
punch.
Oh, all right.
Punching.
Oh, that's to say, because if you're out here punching your dogs, we have a bigger problem.
I feel like my
That's-
roommates wouldn't let me do that. Or they wouldn't. I
Do you?
sleep. They when I sleep, they come home from work. That is a perfect chance to fuck me up if I'm asleep.
Welcome to
And-
the Excuse Me Brother podcast show. I'm your host, Brother Jay. I got my co-host tonight.
Without him now, then
Mr. Tay is not a good. He's just not
On multiple fronts.
on multiple fronts. He's had a couple. There's been a rough 24 hours for people like him.
And I'm producer
Good.
Jay.
Well,
it sounds racist when you say it like that.
for people like him,
Yeah.
why is it racist? There are
Yeah.
many
I don't
people
know.
like you
Hey,
of all colors.
This is the way you say it. It's like, no, we don't hang out with people like him.
We don't promote brothers like you.
that
Throw
was an
back.
episode early on.
Yes. Yeah, going back to the glory days. How
Target.
y'all feeling tonight?
Tired.
That's the best way to describe that.
I understand. I'm sorry.
Yes,
Y'all-
I'm
y'all
glad you take responsibility.
It is what it is.
So
You know,
I'm doing
I
that.
got an interview tomorrow, so I had to get cleaned up.
Interview.
Interview.
And nope.
Yeah,
Mm. Hold on.
excuse me, brother.
You pulling to me? You pulling to me? You getting a second job?
No, I get no second job.
Like I'm talking about.
I got an interview for another position within my department.
Then okay.
Well, you want to go
Got
back to being a supervisor? Got you.
Excuse me, brother. That's not an interview. That's just being
That's just
called
a
off of civil
promotion.
service. Right. This
You got-
position I have to actually interview for. If I get it, then I'll be in the office down in Brooklyn. So I might be with you, brother. I might see you on the way to work every day.
I only work in Brooklyn on the weekend. It's only
On the weekends?
Yeah.
Oh,
My-
yeah.
No, I told you I transferred. My office is now like 10 minutes away from my house.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
Absolutely. That's why I'm always
Oh,
late.
Me too.
I walk in. I leave my house at 9. But well, you'll see when I get there.
Meanwhile,
It's
I'm
not bad.
freaking rushing to get to my job.
That
Cause like
sounds like
Never rush
Us.
to get to work, all right? Never rush.
I have to.
Why?
works
Trying
in
to
the
hear
hospital.
no nonsense about me being late.
He works in the hospital. That's why.
Yeah.
It's not like he's a doctor in the hospital.
It don't
People are
matter.
not
I
gonna-
don't need to be a doctor to be on time.
If anything, I feel like if he's a doctor, he's more likely to be late. I'm niggas is never on time.
That's true.
He's got a point there. Doctors are never on time for anything.
They be like, "This is my office. I show up when I want to. I don't care if your appointment was at 9. I'm gonna be there at 9:30.
Yo, that used to
9:30.
hate me I used to hate that all the time. Like when freaking you set up an appointment for a certain time and then you're like in the waiting room for like an hour after that time. It's like, what's the point of setting an appointment? Like
Hated
that's
that
the
shit.
purpose.
I used to show 30 minutes early just to be like, yeah, I'm here, and still I have to wait. Shit used to drive me wild.
Well, I get
Yeah.
that because sometimes they have people before you or whatever. But
No,
They
just,
have
fuck it.
walk-ins.
or that too.
You
They're
can
like,
have
no,
your walk-ins,
priority
but,
is
like,
for appointments. That's why you make an appointment.
yeah, your walk-in should be between.
Yeah, if you got
You
space, then
Yeah, but then like if you set an appointment for 12 and 12:30, if you can get a walk-in at 12:15, by all means do you. But like, don't be trying to get 3 patients in the middle of that.
Right. Agreed. And it sucks because, like, my old PCP, she was never available when I needed her. So I would have to schedule her like months in advance. And then I would still be waiting. Yeah. I would still be
like, yo,
seen.
I'm not even dealing with what I was seeing you for 3 months ago.
It could be just like an annual, physical, whatever, right?
Physicals, I don't get mad at.
But whatever it is, because I only go to the doctor for physicals. I don't go to the doctor for anything else. I'd rather suffer.
I don't even go for physicals. I can't even tell you the last time I've been to the doctor. I know that's terrible, but
listen, get you a PCP, son. Wait, do you have a PCP? Do you brothers have PCPs?
I do not.
I do.
I should.
How is it that the two black men on this show have PCPs, but the Puerto Rican doesn't? Make that make sense.
Because they got Vicks. That's why. All right, moving on.
I got Vicks.
All right, moving on. Right.
That was good. That was good.
You got vapor rub. I know Natalie got a huge tub of vapor rub in the.
We got it in the bathroom.
Oh, you?
See? Got the extra size or whatever.
I was. My family believes in those conspiracy theories about doctors. They still be like, "Oh, you sick? Well, we going to the doctor. I didn't deal with this nonsense. I need you up and going."
Nah, it's one of those like, just here's some ginger ale.
Ginger ale, lay down, right?
Just ginger ale, some soup.
They did both. And lay down.
They did both. They'd be like, "You sick today? All right, here's some ginger ale. Let's see how you feel in the morning." If they hear one cough at midnight, I'm like, well, we're going to the doctor tomorrow morning. Get ready.
When I was a kid, I used to love the doctors because, like, even if it was just for a checkup, because it was one is a day off of school, and then
you got a lucky you.
Yeah, no, I got day offs because my mom used to like take the days to go to the doctors. I know now they try to like push you to be like, oh, you could still come in later.
My mom made sure I came in later.
Nah,
I used to go get physicals and be at school at 11. They'd be like, yeah, you enjoy the rest of those 4 hours.
Right.
What's the point at that point?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. They telling all the time that like, oh, if they're got a doctor's appointment, they can still come in. And I'm be like, yo, I'm gonna drop them off, go home for 2 hours, and then come back to pick them up. Nah.
No. No. My mom used to do that. It was to the point even when I had half a day, she would still drop me off for 30 minutes.
What? No, that's not the.
Because she would go to my mother worked at ACS. After the doctor's appointment, she would take me to school and go to her job, and then someone else from my house would come pick me up, like my grandfather and my grandmother. That's what school days with it. She'd be like, "All right, here you go." I was like, "I get out of school at 12. We'll enjoy that hour."
I used to get the whole day off of school, and then afterwards, every single time I used to get a sandwich, some ginger ale. Because usually like they tell you not to eat beforehand.
So
I would skip breakfast, go to the doctor's, and then get a sandwich afterwards.
You got a sandwich? I got McDonald's breakfast.
I wasn't a McDonald's kid.
I had pancakes for breakfast at every doctor's office.
I used to get a sandwich, American cheese, ham and American cheese on a hero.
I was getting hot cakes.
I don't like doctor's offices. I don't like doctor's offices. I don't like hospitals. I don't like clinics. I don't like none.
To tell you the truth, I'm so used to being in one, it's fine. I don't like going to visit people.
Yeah.
Because I've been in the hospital plenty of times for incidents we will not speak on my behalf growing up. But like anytime I hear like I was like, yo, T, your friend's in the hospital. I'll see them when they get out. I ain't trying to go with them. Just in case.
Neither one of y'all came to visit me when I was in the hospital.
I didn't know you were in the hospital.
I didn't know you was in the hospital.
I was in Ohio still, so.
No,
I had no idea.
This was 2019. You were in New York. Stop trying to bullshit.
I didn't know you were in the hospital.
I had optic neuritis, and no one could tell me why.
Oh, okay. You didn't tell me you were in the hospital. I knew about this. I remember we spoke about it because I was also dealing with some eye issues. And yeah, I remember.
Excuse me, brother?
Yeah, I remember I kept telling you that like one of my eyes, it was like very blurry. You don't remember this?
No.
It's a ghost.
Yeah, I remember. I remember this. So I can remember you were talking to me about it. And we were kind of like trauma bonding over it because it was like very similar.
You and I are always trauma bonding, so you
Well,
gotta
that's
pick a
true.
time.
But yeah, no, I remember you telling me. I didn't know you went to the hospital for it.
Yeah, bro. So this is what happened, right? It started like around May that year. And it got progressively worse, right? So I was going to see this ophthalmologist uptown where Tay used to live. I told him about it because he used to live over there.
I
And I
want
was
you
like,
to
yo,
know.
I'm in the hospital. Yep.
I want
Whatever.
you to-
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. Anyway. So it got progressively worse to the point where I couldn't pass the eye exams in my right eye. So when the ophthalmologist saw my results, he was like, yo, your vision has gotten so bad. You got to go to the emergency room like right now. Like go walk across the street and check yourself into the emergency room. I'm like, is this necessary? Is this absolutely necessary? You say, yes, you've lost like 70% of your vision. You don't see these test results? I'm like,
No,
bro,
I can't see. That's the whole point.
dog. Like,
I'm like, no. You need
I'm like, he's like, yo, you go across the street right now. I'm gonna let them know that you're on your way here. I'm like, all right, fine. So I'll go over there. I check myself in, and I was in the hospital for like 10 days.
God damn.
And now, exactly. Now, can you imagine somebody like a whole bunch of neurologists and whatnot taking running all these tests on you, and nobody can tell you what's wrong with you?
My life.
Bro, they're taking so much blood from me. You could pass it around in a chalice and say, this is my blood. Drink it in remembrance of me. That's how much blood they took from me every night. Bro,
Damn.
they took spinal fluid. Bro,
Damn.
yeah. Oh my God.
Like I said,
oh my God. That talk about pain to the point where I almost vomited, bro. That shit.
wow, that's how you get your pain.
Traumatic.
That's how you get your pain tolerance up.
Yo, what?
That's how you get your pain tolerance up.
Yo, because it was like, yo, they didn't know exactly where to go. So
Yeah.
they stuck the needle in my spine. Nope, that's not it. Pull back out. Nope, that's not it. And I'm like, all right, y'all need to stop.
I know that pain very well.
Oh my God.
I told you before, like whenever I go to like get my blood, there's always like something's always wrong with my veins or some shit because I do so much. They don't miss it. Just the vein doesn't give blood, so they have to keep going to different spots. Like it starts in the center, then it goes to my wrist, then it's in my palm, then it's back to my shoulder. And at this point, I come home, my roommates are like, "Why do you have 5 Band-Aids?" I'm like, life goes that way. I don't know what to tell you.
I was like, yo, you okay? Like,
now, imagine that with your spinal cord.
I would be pissed.
Yeah, I was. I told him, "Y'all need to stop." Yeah, I was like, "All right, yo, stop! Everybody, stop! Get out!" Because y'all making me. Y'all about to make me. I literally almost vomited. Like seriously.
Yeah.
I fully understand, but I'm looking into it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can't.
Oh man. Speaking of hospital visits.
No, you can't do that. I love it.
It's another day. It's another day, and another professional athlete get arrested for beating up his girlfriend and sent her to the hospital.
Yo, these basketball players are getting high up in these numbers. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, they compete with the NFL, son. I don't mean that in a good way.
See, like when you said the thing, it's bad that I did this, but I initially assumed it was a football player because that's what it seems like it always is.
I talked to my roommate about this. It has gone down since like GMs for NFL teams have started hiring psychiatrists and therapists to talk to their players. After like every.
Well, yeah, I would assume so, especially with the whole CTE stuff. Like they're gonna need some therapy because who knows what's going on in their heads.
I mean, I talked to someone who played it, and like had to do it for a while, for like 3 years. When all you're taught is like every time you're on the field, like because they do this shit like all year round, and every time it's like I need you to be more aggressive. And at a certain point, your brain's like anything that I need has to be solved with violence, so I gotta be aggressive.
I can imagine what it does to you, like just like as a coping mechanism, like when your job is to, like you said, be aggressive
and hurt
and hurt other people intentionally. Maybe not intentionally, but like,
oh man, technically your job is to bring
you're
them
slamming
down
into other people. So like, I guess
it's essential.
I guess the intent is not to hurt, but
it's not happens. It's not army hurt. That's the difference. Like I gotta feel like it's close to like something like that. While like Army and Marines and Air Force has to be way up higher.
Probably.
Because like every time you do anything, you're like, hey, just get ready. Like you could die any day.
Right.
That's a preparation I don't think anyone can take. The NFL is like, just be ready. You're gonna break something.
But that's what I'm saying. Like it subconsciously teaches them like, this is what you do. You hurt people. You attack people. Even if you're not trying to hurt them, that's what you do.
I remember, I'm not gonna lie to you, I always remember the jokes. Do you remember the Ray Rice situation?
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, I do. I
was like, I don't know, producers. For those who don't remember, Ray Rice was a running back for the Ravens. And I think his girlfriend, or I'm not sure,
was that the whole elevator thing?
Yes, that was the elevator one. Okay. They're married now. They still got married after that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they got married.
him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I forgot. I don't remember what like the whole thing was, but I remember like they were having an argument and like she got in his face and then he just everyone. The joke was like he stiffed arm her in the face and like and dragged her. Like he did hit her open palm in the face and like dragged her out the elevator.
But like, see, what happened? What happened was the video showed that when he hit her, right, she fell over and hit her head on the handrail that was in the elevator. That's what knocked her out. Yeah. And then the video from the hallway shows him dragging her out of the elevator unconscious. And it was like, yo, my man.
Like, what did you do?
It was
like, what the shit?
So I think he drags her up by like the shoulders, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
In my brain, for some reason, I don't know, it's a Mandela effect. In my brain, I just see him picking her up by the legs, like dragging her out from the elevator to make it much worse.
That would be horrible.
I'm like, yo, bro, what is going on with you? But I'm pretty sure he picked her up by the shoulders and like...
It was the shoulders, yeah.
Yeah.
But this situation, I honestly think this situation is worse because of the extent of her injuries, bro. Like, okay, so the story is Houston Rockets guard Kevin Porter Jr. allegedly attacked his girlfriend in a Manhattan hotel, the Millennium Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, and he's been arrested and charged with felony assault and strangulation. Apparently he allegedly assaulted his girlfriend, WNBA player, I think her name was Risky Kisri Gondrzek. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. Probably not. And that this dude broke one of her vertebrae in her neck, apparently, allegedly, of course. And she's been hospitalized, and he's been in police custody since Monday, and he got out on $75,000 bond.
I would have just stayed in there. I don't want here.
How did this even come about? Like, what was like that, or is it like nobody knows yet?
There's still there are reports on it. The last thing I saw is that supposedly the attack happened, like he attacked her in her sleep. That's the last report I saw. Yeah, that's the last report I saw. Personally, like that was like right before we got on this to do this.
Oh damn.
So I don't know if that's a true report, to be honest, because due to the nature of how news spreads now, some people just report stuff just to like get clicks, and it could be false. They just want the fast clicks.
True.
So no one has. I haven't seen any reports of what the reasoning was behind it.
We don't know like her status, right? Like
she's currently in the hospital, obviously.
Obviously,
she's currently in the hospital. She is conscious. She's already like there have been like apparently she's made tweets and she's already made tweets about like people were like my family's gonna get you when we see you, like when I get out of this is on site for you.
Oh shit!
Really?
I've seen that or something, or her family's tweeting that. I know she is conscious.
Oh, okay.
Is she like moving her like limbs and stuff like that? Because my initial concern would be, is she paralyzed?
I haven't heard any reports about her being paralyzed because that'd have been one of the first. That'd have been one of the first things that came out. Like if she was paralyzed from the legs down,
maybe it's too early to tell.
Yeah, I think we're gonna get more news about that, but that's whatever.
I'm looking at pictures of her right now. Like first of all, she's gorgeous. Like she's a very beautiful girl.
I'm trying my best not to bring that up because a certain thing that we'll probably talk about later.
I'm trying to get like stats on her, like her height and whatnot, because I'm pretty sure this dude is like.
Well, she was in WNBA. She has to have some height on her. Like
not necessarily.
Kevin Porter is like remember Kevin Porter is an NBA guard. He's like 6'6".
Right. That's what I'm saying. Okay. Hold on 1 second. She's 5'9". Oh snap.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I'm saying
not that much taller than us.
She's like an inch taller than me, right?
Yeah.
But this dude is 6'4". So, he obviously did some damage to her. And in fact, it says I'm reading from ESPN. It says according to a criminal complaint, Gondrzik told police that Porter punched her repeatedly in the face with a closed fist, cutting her above the right eye and causing bruising and substantial pain to her face. Gondrzik said that the NBA player also forcibly squeezed her neck with his hands, causing her difficulty breathing, redness, and bruising to her neck. Hospital testing showed that Gondrzik, 26, sustained a fractured vertebra in her neck, the criminal complaint said.
She did. She was seen running out of the hotel room down the hallway covered in blood.
Right.
Oh, so she was like moving.
Yeah, she was moving.
Oh, so okay. This dude, fucking moron.
I want to let you know there was a thing. So Kevin Porter Jr. was originally drafted to be in Cleveland and was traded to Houston. And one of the reasons they cited was his temper and temperament made him a hard person to deal with in the locker room for the NBA players. So this was all.
What year was he drafted?
Short fuse.
I think he's only been. I think maybe 2018. It's not. He hasn't been in the league that long. I can look it up for you.
So was he drafted? Then traded, or was he drafted, played with the Cavs for a little bit, then got traded like mid-season or something?
He's played for the Cavs for a while. So he was drafted in 2019. Traded he played in Cleveland. And then he played for 4 years, and I false. He wasn't drafted. He wasn't traded to Houston, but I think he had to sign with Houston. But like one of the reasons why Cleveland didn't want to re-sign him was because he had a temperament and a temper issue. Like no one liked being with him in the locker room. He had issues with his teammates.
See, there you go. There it is, right there. They figured it out right there. And so I don't know what it is with some. Maybe he probably is trying to be like super competitive, but then went overboard with it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
what do you mean?
Like, okay, there's a difference between being fiery and competitive and being a gamer, like a Michael Jordan type.
Yeah.
Or a Kobe type.
People still do
it's not for the like initially it might be for the competition, but then like he takes it personal.
And it takes it too far.
Yeah.
I took that personal.
I took
that personally.
And then, in fact, this is not the first time he's got arrested.
Nope. Okay.
It says in November 2020, while playing for the Cavs, Porter was arrested after police said they found a loaded handgun and marijuana in his car after a single vehicle crash. Porter claimed he didn't know the gun was there, and his charges were eventually dismissed. Like, come on, bro.
It's his car. Like, because otherwise somebody planted it in there.
Officer, I don't know who put that gun in there. It was
Right?
never me.
Like,
Please
come on,
Hey,
B.
yo, this gun is registered to you. I don't know.
What? Dude, wow.
Actually, no.
Couldn't
Hey,
be.
you were,
Never seen that
say
gun.
you were right the first time.
He was traded to. I did look it up. He was traded 2021.
Okay.
But again,
Yes.
like that was 2 years into his. That's 2 years into his career. And to a point, if you're a 2-year contract, most players when you get drafted in the first round as an NBA player, like any sport in the first round draft, we get like, oh, we could give him some time to like develop into something. You get traded in 2 years, clearly something was not. Whether he was
Yeah.
arguing, like you just would like. There's things like, oh, you're just not a system fit or things like that. When it's coming out like your teammates did not like you, come on. We knew there were some real issues there.
Yeah, for real. And it's messed up for her because she's well, what's it? How do you know how to say her name?
Nope.
Renderzik? We're
Yes,
gonna
ma'am.
call her KG for now. Until we
Sure.
get her, until we learn how to properly pronounce the name, don't call her
5'9"
KG.
kg.
5'9" KG, right?
Yeah.
She's a free agent right now, right? She played for 1 year in Indiana. She's plays for Indiana Fever. And she's, like I said, she's a free agent right now. She's also an actress and a model. Because you know the WNBA doesn't pay their players enough.
That's why most players go overseas.
Exactly. So this is not only going to damage her NBA career, WNBA career, it's going to damage her other
career,
ventures.
That really messed up most of her money making thing, especially as a model and an acting.
Exactly.
Her face is very valuable.
Very.
Yeah.
And then of course, you know, who knows if she's gonna need surgery for her neck. You'll already fractured a vertebrae in her neck just by choking her. Like who does? Like, okay, let me ask y'all a question. I kind of already know the answer because I know y'all. I know who type of guys y'all are. But you've never put your hands on a woman before, right?
I never even thought about it. Like
the closest thing is just me picking up my roommates and friends or girlfriends, like picking them up because just like Princess carry, fireman carry stuff nonsense.
Oh, okay. Well, there's that.
Well, yeah. I mean, obviously, I've touched.
I'm saying, but that's the that's the closest. It's never like I swear I can't deal with you like that.
Yeah,
it
was never out of anger.
Yeah, it's like we're having a fun time turning around while you're in my arms type nonsense. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, well, yeah. So, like, I don't understand what would possess someone, a man especially, to physically assault. Well, just in the context of the conversation, like I never understood what possesses a man to physically assault the woman that he's romantically involved with. Like,
I feel like there's no,
especially unprovoked.
Well, seemingly unprovoked. We don't know, but even then, it should never.
That's a lot to deal with. Like I don't know what could be the reasoning. Like, because we always want to find out why. Like, if anything happens, but like even then, like your brain's like, what could he have saw or knew that led to fracturing a vertebrae in the neck and to keep punching repeat? Yeah,
right.
It's like a lot of times people will say like, oh, if she attacked first, like then that's like fair game. But like even in that case, I feel like no, it's not because
it's not really that much of a fair game. It's more like okay, she like again, you don't want anyone attacking anyone. There's one partner at that point, but to the point, even if she's hitting him, like she's 5'9", he's 6'4" to 6'5". I'm sure he has the strength to just move. I'm sure he has the ability to keep her at arm's length. Yeah, especially as a person who's still training, who has the weight lift and get ready for the season. Because his season is like 3 months away, technically 2 to 3 months away. So clearly, he's already in the weight room and he's doing training.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't excuse it. Like in my book, there's no excuse. You just don't do it.
There's no excuse for hitting a woman? None?
None. She'd have to have like a gun pulled on me.
If she has a gun pulled on you, are you gonna fight with your hands?
Well, I'm gonna tackle her to get it out of her hands.
Someone pulls a gun on me, I'm fighting with everything I got.
I feel like that would be if my life was threatened.
Any weapon that's pulled on me.
I don't see a scenario where a man's life would be threatened in that type of way.
And Allie, you got guns in the house? Let me know real quick.
No, my man, you're a little too loud. Excuse me, brother, you're a little too loud.
Because I
know thing.
She's not gonna watch this anyway.
It might.
Matter.
Like she not to say, like, because you know, like the whole like gender equality and stuff like that. Like I get that, but it's just different in this case. I feel like
these hands is free to eat for everybody. Is that what you're saying?
If my life is threatened, yeah, or my children.
Always the children.
I feel like that would be the only exception.
I told you. So, I don't hit anybody in general.
So, okay. We live in New York, right? Apparently, allegedly, all three of us, right?
We talk about it every podcast. Like,
let's just say we live in New York. We know the psychos that live in this city. We know the psychos that roam the subway. We know the psychos that roam the streets, right? Let's just say a psycho woman.
These hands are ready to eat for everyone.
Okay, that answers for Tay. Producer.
Like I said, if my life is in danger, then yes.
Anyone that runs up and throws a punch, at that point, if I do not know them, I have to defend myself.
But if I don't feel like my life is in danger, then I'm gonna like resort to more like defensive.
Yeah, defensively. Just slip one punch and then I'm out.
No.
Like she hit. Or he threw a punch, block, slant. All right, we out.
I mean, I get it. No, I fully agree with y'all. I'm just trying to see where y'all head is at. That's all.
Oh, I also learned from James that don't throw a punch. You can just grab them and choke them out. It's a quick 30 seconds type of thing.
Now, what does this mean for his career? Where does he go from here? Is he getting blackballed from the league? Is he gonna?
Is he gonna wind up in the league? We've talked about this like for other athletes. I feel like, and my initial response is yes, but then no. Because
I'm not gonna lie to you, this is a lot different because the NBA is a very forgiving league when it comes to a lot of things. It's not as forgiving as the NFL.
I was about to say, I feel like the NFL is way more forgiving.
NFL is way more forgiving. Like if you can, the NFL. Remember, the NFL stands for what have you done for me lately? That's what that mostly stands for.
Yeah, like if you're performing, racking in money, then you get turned a blind eye.
People were trying to sign Antonio Brown after the things he was pulling. So like it doesn't matter what you can do in the NFL, as long as you got as long as you're producing numbers, they don't care.
But was Antonio Brown?
Oh, if you want to steep on chart, think of Julius Peppers.
That name sounds so familiar.
Julius Pepper was a defensive lineman for Carolina and got traded around. He's mostly known for Carolina, but domestically speaking, he pulled the gun out on his girlfriend. He's done the same thing Kevin Porter Jr. has done, like several times worse. And he was still like getting tryouts to be on teams. I think his last team was after he pulled the gun out on his girlfriend. He was in Chicago. So like was his
girlfriend pregnant?
Yes. This is probably the girlfriend. He threw her on the couch and put a gun to her head. And was like, I'll do it right now. That's what there was like a whole thing for that. And he still got signed that year by another team. So, the NFL, much more forgiving. The NBA, not so much. I'm not gonna lie. I don't think I can honestly say even though he put out bail, I can guarantee you right now, Houston is trying to find a way out this contract right now.
Well, okay, so
they could suspend him pending litigation.
No? Suspension is something that they can do, but I guarantee you they'd rather just buy out his contract so they'd never have to be associated with him after that. Well, because if he gets suspended, then he has to come back.
So he's gonna get. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, he's gonna get suspended by Adam Silver. That's obvious.
Yeah, he's gonna get suspended according to the league's domestic violence and abuse policy. Right? They have special provisions in their CBAs for stuff like this.
Yeah, he may not play for the year. He may not play for the next few years, honestly, depending on how much they want to make an example.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know. Like that, depending on how. Remember, Adam Silver is a lot more. He likes to talk to his players, but like at a certain point, he's like, I don't know if I can save this one. Remember how much he tried to save Ja from his gun problem?
Yeah. Go back and listen to that episode, fellas. I mean, folks, that episode was a good one.
Even though he didn't. Remember, John Wick didn't even shoot anyway. He just kept pulling it in. He just kept pulling it out. And at a certain point, he's like, yo, I can't do this. You lose half the season. That's it. I'm done with you. And that's a half a season if we just keep showing it.
Well, I think he's only getting a quarter.
No, yeah, a quarter. You still lost a good chunk of the season for yourself. Messing around on social media. I can't imagine I can't imagine he's like, yo, you fracturing vertebrae, my brother? What's going on? Like, no, I don't even care. You getting that triple digit. I want you to know that right now.
Triple digit suspension?
This is like it's close. He's like lucky to say in baseball.
Yo, speaking of baseball, there's been a couple of players that have gotten domestic violence cases in the past couple years.
That's how everyone's catching on to the NFL. Then.
Yo, like it's crazy, bro. I don't know what's going on with these dudes. What's the dude from the Dodgers? There's a pitcher from the Dodgers that just got arrested for.
What?
Hold on, let me look it up real fast. Dodgers pitcher. Hold on, Dodgers pitcher arrested. Okay. Julio Urias. Yep. Oh snap! Gag. I think this is the second time. It's like his second time.
Just suck him.
Yep. Yep. This is Urias, 27-year-old pitcher, was arrested in May 19 for May of 2019 for domestic battery. Right. He was suspended 20 games by MLB, but wasn't whatchamacallit. Hold on.
I'm looking at this right now. Oh, a Yankee player got suspended in July for domestic violence.
Yes. Just this year. Yes. What's his name? It wasn't Domingo Germán, was it?
No. Jimmy
Cordero.
Yeah, there it goes.
Jimmy Cordero. Yes, I remember. Domingo Germán was 2019. End of 2019.
Chapman got suspended last year for domestic violence and assault.
No, that wasn't last year. That was 2015, I think.
I'm just looking at a list. Well, I'm looking at a list that was last updated last year. There's a lot of players on that list.
Yo, it's been crazy, son. Like,
you would think that being a person in notoriety, like you have some star power, even if it's not a lot. You're in the limelight. People pay attention to what you're doing. Why would you think that this was something that I could get away with this? Or I guess it's like the heat of passion type stuff, but it's just like you should know better.
You would think as an athlete, especially for baseball, where as a hitter, all you do is patience.
Right. That is true. I didn't think about that.
Patience would be one of your
baseball
highest
players.
traits.
Yeah, you have to be patient to play baseball.
Even as a fielder, you have to be patient because you're probably not. There's a chance you won't see shit all day.
Yeah, baseball is one of the longest sports.
Yeah, it doesn't have a clock.
Yeah, so it's like
you want to tell me that the heat of the moment got that bad? It must have been bad. But I can't imagine this number is extremely high for baseball players. It's supposed to be one of their high traits, patience. He's got a good eye. He's got real patience in the batter's box. Apparently not.
I should laugh.
But even then, like, it's all about, like, because I guess maybe football is, like, the only outlier because, like
it's a naturally violent sport.
Yeah, we talked about it being violent and stuff like that. So,
football,
but, like, with basketball, baseball, like, the whole point is to focus on, like, what you're doing and to, like, make the right decision. So it's like, wouldn't you transfer that into, like, your personal life?
You would hope.
You would hope, yeah.
Like, because most time when you hear athletes doing they're domestic abusers, you think of football boxers and
Well, yeah.
martial arts fighters. Those are just not like you have to be violent all the time there, but like this turned into a real different. Turned into a real
you know what I'm
episode.
surprised because I'm thinking about right now, and I can't really think of too many instances of it happening in like wrestling.
You would think also WWE,
You would think, right? But that
Holy shit.
it doesn't happen as frequently as you think. It happens.
You know why that is? I'm gonna tell you why that is.
No,
first of all,
actually, there's a joke about that. It's like because
they
don't actually hit them.
Oh, I hate it.
They fake hit them. They stomp their feet.
Get it.
You get it? That's the joke.
Yeah. But not only that, but WWE has actually like turned around or improved their overall wellness programs with
after certain incidents. After certain incident.
Well, see that's what you could say. Like they may not have like domestic incidents.
No, they're always.
But
that
they
black
have
mark's
the
always
worst.
gonna be there. That mark's always gonna be there.
Double murder, homicide, suicide.
One of the worst. I think honestly that one. They're still the one with. When I think of NFL, I think of CTE when it comes to Junior Seau.
I think that one too.
Yeah.
That was always really sad to me.
But see, he didn't kill anybody else. He just killed himself.
But to do it do it next to your teammates in your car, like right in the parking lot of your teammates' parking lot. That's crazy.
No, wasn't that the dude from the Chiefs that did that one?
No, that was Junior Seau. He was in his car at the Chargers facility, and he was in his car. He shot himself in his car in the parking lot.
Wasn't the whole thing that...
There might have been another player that's done that. I can't imagine it being a one-time incident. If you want the honest truth.
No, but there was a player that drove to the stadium. He played for the Chiefs, drove to the stadium, and I think the coach and the GM tried to talk him down, and he did it right in front of them.
Jeez.
Wasn't there a player for the Chiefs that did that?
Maybe. I'd never heard of that. I don't remember that one.
Never heard of that.
That might have happened like long ago. That's one I've never heard of.
Did it?
Or that one that one got buried due to all the other suicide ones.
Wasn't the whole thing with Junior that he did it for his daughter so they could get the insurance payout or something like that, life insurance payout?
But
then it didn't go through.
There's a lot of sad things that happen with that. Because normally if you do suicide, health insurance will be like, can't get it off self-harm.
Yeah.
No, Junior Seau killed himself at his house.
Oh, then someone did it. You're probably right. I'm sorry. Don't mean to spread that false information.
Right. They said that he was found dead inside his home. There was a Chiefs player that unalived himself in front of his. Hold on.
In front of his coaches.
Yes.
It's gotta be wild.
Oh.
Do
you want to read it?
He's not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if I want to, but yeah, I might as well because this one involves his girlfriend. It was a murder-suicide. Yeah, Jovan Belcher. That's who it was. He shot his girlfriend first. This was back in 2012. That's how long ago this was.
I wasn't a news person.
That's what I thought. Okay.
I wasn't a news person though.
Kansas City Chiefs linebacker Jovan Belcher fatally shot his girlfriend on Saturday, then drove to Arrowhead Stadium and committed suicide in front of his coach and general manager.
Damn. Yeah.
His girlfriend was 22 and they had been arguing and they had an infant.
Oh, man.
Yep. God. It says, Belcher thanked General Manager Scott Pioli and Coach Romeo Crennel before shooting himself in the parking lot of the team's practice facility, police spokesman and whatchamacallit.
I don't know about you. That's a hard pill to swallow.
Yeah, I think I'd resign after that.
Yeah.
Resign? I quit. I don't know if I'm doing this job anymore.
I can't do this anymore.
My therapist must be very rich off my paycheck.
Right.
Really, and I'm not gonna do for that. I see that. I see that shit in my sleep easily.
And yo, and so going back to Kevin Porter and KG, right? Thank God that he didn't kill her.
Yeah, because that would have been, yeah.
Oh, that would have been.
He's saying that he punched her.
It's
bruh. He said he punched her in the face with a closed fist repeatedly,
several times,
and then choked her to the point where she had bruising on her neck. Yo, he may have choked her out if who knows how she got away. If she's running down the hallway covered in blood.
Yeah, I don't. No one knows. That's some camera work in.
Yeah, I'm still trying to like wrap my head around like what could have possibly happened to like make him think like this is my only option.
How? Maybe I don't know. Maybe he thought there was some infidelity going on. Or
even then that's not
a lot.
I'm not trying to justify this.
No,
shit.
I know.
We're just saying, even that's a lot to do for just cheating. Like I've seen a lot. I've read a lot of cheating stories for like girls, like people having trains around them. I've heard a lot of cheating stories. I've never heard someone doing that.
Else.
Yeah, like getting upset, fine, but it's like, how do you let it get that far?
Yeah, I've seen stories where like the spouse has been cheating on a person like 10 years ongoing, and I've never seen violence like this.
I mean, I have, like, well, not that I've seen it, but like I've heard of like
I haven't people heard
going
or read
crazy
about
trying
this.
to shoot their
you got
their ex or their significant other for cheating or stuff like that. But
passion's crazy.
It's still extreme.
Murder is crazy.
It's very extreme. Like maybe he had, like you said, he has temper issues, right?
Yeah.
Maybe he has some other behavioral issues that went unchecked during the. Okay, so maybe you know, Tay, maybe you know, producer, when they do the NBA scouting combine and all that stuff, where they do the pre-draft workouts and all that stuff, and do they make them undergo psych evals?
Probably not.
Nope. You'll get questions just to test your IQs and stuff. That's why you'll be like, oh, this kid's got a good IQ, or this dude's mentally strong when it comes to certain situations.
I'm feeling
that's
like
not a psych test.
Because, you know, like mental health has not really been an issue up until like relatively recently, like within the past like 10, 15 years.
Right.
So I think it's just one of those relics of like a bygone era of where they didn't think that was a factor to be looked at.
I don't think at a certain point, like maybe at a certain point we will start getting these psych tests to see like people's temperaments, if they have anger issues or things like that eventually. But like you gotta remember, like a lot of these players, a lot of these GMs and owners don't really care that much about like that. They just want to see that.
Don't give a fuck about these players, bro.
Yeah, they just want to see they just want to know what their athletic ability is.
The thing
what
is,
their
they
IQ
should.
is, and that's it.
They should, because like obviously shit like this can happen, and that will affect more than just that person. It'll affect the whole freaking league.
But as an honest truth, how we're gonna associate this? We're gonna associate this with Kevin Porter for the rest of his life. I mean, how long is this gonna be associated with the NBA? For another 2 months, maybe.
So the next domestic violence case.
Yeah, I think it's more of like you shouldn't let this behavior slide.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
And you should like try and do everything to prevent it, because it looks bad on the league. It looks bad on the whole.
It looks. It's a weird thing because like, and most public and most like media outlets are mostly gonna blame the player. It's never going to be a full league problem. Like CTE became a league problem because how bad it got.
Yeah.
Unless like, and even like DV is a huge problem in the NFL, but like people still don't like associate it fully with the NFL, like to them to do something about it. You see what I'm saying? Even boxing, like Javon Davis has a DV issue right now. He's a boxing champion. People still don't associate that with boxing. In the boxing league, Like when it comes to DV, most media outlets just center it on that individual. Like it's that person's quality. He has a problem. It's not a league issue. It's not a sport issue.
Yes, that is true. But I feel like if it continues to happen frequently,
then it becomes a thing.
Then it becomes a league issue. And I feel like that's what they don't want.
Yeah.
I don't think they should turn a blind eye to mental health is what I'm saying.
I don't think they'll turn a blind eye on it. I don't think they'll be looking for indications of DV that'll lead to these type of issues. They'll look for it to be like, oh, we don't want. They're just going to focus on mental health because everybody focuses on mental health when it comes to athletes now, due to Olympian athletes and athletes. Like remember, gymnastics, Simone Biles had an issue.
Yeah.
Noah Lyles had an issue when it came to Tokyo.
Didn't just recently in the tennis Open, didn't one of them like throw like a fit in the locker room after they lost or something like that?
I think so. There's a lot of things happening, but like mental health, like people look up mental health. Athletes and mental health is a thing. They're like, oh, we don't want them hurting themselves. Instead, it's like hurting themselves, like depression and suicidal. I don't think there's ever going to be a time in sports where people are going to be like, what mental health indication should be looking for DV in these athletes. I don't think that's ever going to be something they're going to look for.
As opposed to like CTE,
suicidal thoughts, depression.
Yeah, but like CTE like not really mental health. That's more like physical.
CTE is something you get after like again repeated blows.
That's trauma to the head. Like,
but then again, CTE leads to like can lead to suicide But you don't know someone has CTE until they die. That's the only way that's the only way you can examine their brain to see if they had it.
Yeah.
But again, but the only way, that's why that's an NFL issue. That's why they're always making changes to the helmets and changing the rules. Like, hey, no helmet to helmet contact, things like that. Like people are going to keep changing the rules. I just don't ever think, because of how it's covered in the media, I don't think there's ever going to be something that leagues are going to look for when it comes to DV situations like
that.
Yeah. I think, sadly, I think you're right. Because I'm like, okay. He's one of, 250 players in the NBA, right?
Give or take.
Yeah, give or take, right?
No.
How many, now check this out, how many have DV cases that are open, right? And then, how many of them are abusing their loved ones on the low?
That's what I'm saying too. Like a lot of this is like just what's open to the public. We don't know what happens behind closed doors.
I guarantee you there's definitely at least 10 other NBA players.
I'd say more
abusing their spouse. I'm just being conservative. You know, there's definitely more NBA players who are abusing their girlfriends or wives right now. And they heard this case and they looked at her and said, but you better not say nothing.
That's see, that's the thing. A lot of people don't associate like DV with, or a lot of people do associate DV with like physical
works.
Sometimes it's not always physical. Sometimes it's like mental or verbal. And it's like verbal. It's more like a fear thing. Emotional. Like a lot of this stuff like plays a factor to it that probably happens on the regular, but because there's no physical evidence, people don't know.
Okay, I don't think you can prosecute.
No. Well,
like verbal abuse. Can you prosecute verbal abuse, like calling your girlfriend a bitch all the time or saying nasty things about her?
That only goes in someone. That only gets used against people normally in like divorce cases.
Right, like divorce proceed. Yeah, you're right. Or civil cases. Yeah,
I would say for civil cases you can, like, you could sue for like emotional damage and stuff like that.
But it can. I don't think you can do it.
It's not a criminal charge.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. You can't do that. But how many players are doing that right now?
Exactly.
I can imagine it has to be a lot.
And who's to say that this wasn't happening with this guy beforehand?
I guarantee it.
So,
man, if he's, you know what?
I can't see him just jumping straight to physical abuse without
No,
the other steps.
No. Check this out. I think this probably ain't the first time that he's hit her.
Most likely not.
He's probably like slapped her up a couple times, and she probably either didn't say anything about it or thought it would stop, because that's what happens a lot with DV victims.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They let it slide, or they'll think that eventually it'll stop because this person loves them and whatever have you, and then next thing you know,
they didn't mean it or whatever.
Right?
They were just having a bad day, something like that. They victims normally find in their minds they'll justify it, and so they really think there's an issue.
Exactly. And
no matter how many times we say it,
I think we covered that on one of our previous shows. You know, that they think, like, basically we saying that they think that it'll stop, or
it'll get better,
exactly.
It'll always get better. They don't really mean it. They love me. They won't, like, this just one thing.
It's just one time. Yeah. It's sad.
I think I unfortunately I think that this is not the first time that he's hit her, and maybe a bruiser, but this one's kind of like undeniable, because like there are times where you can cover up domestic violence bruises and keep going about it and hiding it from other people.
Yeah.
And then if someone sees it or notices it, they'll be like, what the hell happened? Like, is this guy hitting you? Or like, no, it was just an accident. That type of thing.
They'll say that too.
Really?
Just to say it too. They'll be like, they'll try to cover it up with makeup.
Yeah.
Or one minute they'll be like, oh no, I just fell down some steps. Or
I hit myself.
I walked into a door or something
by
like
accident.
That. They're like, oh, you got a cut there. Like, oh no, I was in the kitchen. I accidentally cut myself with a knife. Like, on your ribs, Reggie?
Uh-huh.
Like
Shorty, you got a knot underneath your eye. With like
what is that's not walking into the door.
Exactly. Come on.
That shit huge.
You know what I mean? Y'all pray for the sister, because who knows how she feels right now. She's probably scared. She's probably broken. She's probably like so down mentally. So you just gotta throw some prayers for her.
Yeah.
That's the word, traumatized. She's definitely traumatized, bro. So, I don't know. And this dude, throw him under the jail, man, because there's no reason for that.
He pleaded not guilty too.
For real?
Mm. Yeah, he pleaded not guilty.
How do you? Nah,
and she just did it to herself.
It wasn't me.
So what you're saying is either someone else
he turned into Shaggy. That wasn't me.
What?
So he's saying either someone else beat her up, or she beat herself up. She broke her own neck. Come on, son.
Yeah.
Come on. Come on.
How do you? I can only see the criminal case. That's gonna be funny to me now that you said that. I don't understand. So how would you explain the fractured vertebrae in the neck? Yeah, she was playing around. She got herself in the neck playing with a baseball bat. Right. My brother, what?
She's into some kinky stuff, Your Honor.
Choked herself.
There was DNA found of your fist. There was some DNA on you from the fist.
It's like your fingerprints around her
neck. Come on, I can never mind.
You know, I can always see though.
My fingerprints can be stolen. I did think that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I know exactly what he's thinking.
What?
I did go there. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know where he was going.
Sorry.
Yeah, one thing I do want to address, right? You think that, I think you said earlier that is going to be associated with him for the rest of his career, or basically the rest of his life, right?
Yep.
Potentially.
Is there a way to come back from that, though?
It really just depends on how long it's been. Because, like, granted,
what do you mean?
People, a lot of, like, with the whole, like, Chris Brown situation and Rihanna, a lot of people still associate that with Chris Brown, but there's a lot of people who've moved on.
No, he was wild.
Really just depends.
Chris Brown had real anger issues. He was wild in that whole stage.
Yeah.
From throwing chairs in the anger room.
That also didn't help his case. I feel like if
that's what I'm asking. What do you mean? Like, come back to playing basketball, or just come back? What do you mean?
Like, okay, you said that he'll always be associated with that.
Yes.
If you beat up one woman in your life, are you forever a woman beater?
Mostly we're gonna look at you like that. Yes.
Yeah, by society standards, yeah.
Yeah,
You'd have to. Like I said, it really just depends on like how you carry yourself going forward and
Like,
how
well,
much time has passed.
that label will always be on him. Now, will that stop him from probably getting in potential relationships? Probably not.
No.
Like, some people are always willing to give you a second to third to fourth chances.
And
So,
there's
like,
people who are into that shit. Like I don't
so I don't think
get it.
that label
I don't
will
know if
always
there's
be
anybody.
on him.
I
No.
don't know if there's anybody into getting their ass beat, like to the point where your neck
you
is
would
broken.
be surprised.
You'd be surprised.
Really?
It was
I mean,
this is unrelated, but
know.
I was listening to this podcast. They were talking about this.
You out here listening to other podcasts? You cheating on us?
By listening to other podcasts.
Yes, the only one you should listen to.
I only listen to this one on repeat and loading up. That's it.
Oh yeah, I forgot about loading up.
No, they were talking about like 20 or 30 years ago. There was in California there was like a serial killer. I think it was called like the Midnight Killer or something like that. And
I was thinking the Zodiac, but okay.
No, not the Zodiac.
No,
But like literally, he would just go in people's houses at night and just like murder them. Like no rhyme or reason. There wasn't like any like there wasn't any
pattern.
What's so pattern? There you go. To it, and eventually they caught him, but he got married in jail after it happened because there was someone who liked that shit.
Let's not forget that people still look at pictures of Ted Bundy and be like, "Oh, he's hot."
Yeah.
So like, let's not forget this.
I'm telling you, there's a lot of freaky people out there.
They'd be
I
like,
call them freaky. They're insane. Let's call a spade a spade. They're crazy.
Some people see red flags and be like, "Yes, like that is what it is."
That's my red flag. I can
Some
fix
people
him.
I fucking hate that. I hate that shit. Well, people are very colorblind. But I guess that's why I asked. That label will always be on him. He'll like I said, as producer Jay and I'm sure he'll find someone else who'll get more relationships.
Yeah.
Now, will he ever get back to the NBA? I kind of doubt it.
That's the issue. Like,
I think
that remains to be seen.
Do I think he has talent to go overseas and play? Most likely, because he's already in the NBA and he averages high number of points in the NBA. I think anyone who averages about 18 will always get a contract overseas for any amount of money. So
18 here is like 25 overseas.
Yeah, so like he'll go to China, he can go to Turkey, Lithuania, Greece. Who cares? He'll get a contract somewhere. I guarantee you
And
that.
what about her?
All right,
I don't think her career. I mean, maybe from like a physical standpoint, if she's still able to play.
I think she'll still be able to play at the rehab. She can probably play overseas as well. I think after this, she might get a WNBA career next year after this. I don't think she'll get one.
I don't think it affects her career because she's the victim. So I don't.
The only thing it affects right now is her modeling career. That's about it.
Yeah.
That may not be as effective as before because people will be like, "Oh, she's so inspirational," to coming back after the DV incident. So,
yeah.
I agree 100%. Yeah.
This isn't like 2000, the 1900, the 1990s. They'll be like, "Damn, you got punched in the face. We can't use you no more in these magazines. We'll get another job."
Yeah, now there's all kinds of
Photoshop
avenues. Yeah, there's all kinds of stuff to help her get over this situation. Any y'all gotta grind my gears?
I have a sad gear.
Go ahead, brother.
A sad gear.
Let me get the violin. Go ahead.
It's not. I like why. You want the honest truth? It's more funnier watching the fans freak out about this. It's more funny. Have you not seen like ESPN things? ESPN and celebrities, like they are fully like having emotional breakdowns. Even Michael Cole from WWE, he has been like,
"Oh, for real?"
Michael Cole was a Jets fan, and Pat McAfee.
He's a Jets fan?
Yeah, he said it.
I didn't know that.
Him and Pat McAfee were talking about it. and like he asked him to talk. He asked him could he talk about it on his show because now Pat McAfee shows on
Right,
ESPN.
yeah,
He goes
he's on ESPN now.
Goes at the first take. So he asked Michael Cole, could he talk about it? And he talked about like the whole time when they traded for him, Michael Cole was pessimistic, he's gonna hate it here. It's gonna be like Green Bay. He's gonna actually get traded in 2 months after he gets here and all this other stuff. And then the only time he was optimistic was when like he ran out with the flag to the start of the game. He's like, it's real. Like this team could be really good and go to the playoffs. And then it happened. And then you just see a message. Pat reads his message. He goes like, it's like, this is what happens when I get positive. I should have never been happy. Michael Greenberg is losing his mind. This shit's hilarious to me.
Listen, at least, first of all, at least you still won the game.
I knew that,
right?
I fully believe that team will still make it to the playoffs just because of that team. But that's because I'm always optimistic about something stupid. That's how I get through days.
No, but at least you didn't get thrashed and embarrassed on national television. 40 to nothing.
I watched that game.
Bro.
I want you to know, literally after the blocked field goal, I was like, okay, that happened. Like, they can turn it around. And then the interception happened. I was like, never mind. Let's start this game off. I was like, this is not going to get good anytime.
Bro, I fell asleep and it was 26 to nothing. I woke up. No, I knew they were going to lose. I'm like, yo, they got nothing. You got outclassed, you got outplayed, you got outcoached, out-hustled, everything. Everything. You got out everything, right? I fell asleep, missed the rest of the game, woke up to the post-game show, and saw that it was 40-0. I was like, wait, y'all let them score 2 more touchdowns? Oh, Lord.
I shit you not. They had one opportunity for a field goal and missed that. And I was like,
and missed that? Yo, my God.
Just for the audience's sake and mine. Who are you talking about?
The Giants.
The Giants.
Okay.
They got destroyed by the Cowboys the other night. This
was Sunday.
Oh, my God.
It literally, so, like, for NFL things, they have, like Monday night games it's like national TV, where it's like...
Yeah, Monday Night Football, yeah.
So, but before that, there's the Sunday night game. So that's where it was the Giants versus the Dallas Cowboys, and that's where the New York Giants lost 40-0 for the whole game.
Damn.
And there was some teams that got really embarrassed.
The Steelers got it. Oh my God!
Pittsburgh is not
Who
very
got it
happy.
worse, the Steelers or the Giants?
Definitely the Giants. I want to say the Giants because how much money you paid Daniel Jones for that, which everyone's been making a joke about because he's getting $40 million a year in his first game.
Saquon nothing.
But for the Steelers, they thought there was going to be something good, just to get shut down like that. They got 3 points. That's all I gotta say. That's why.
It's going to be a long winter.
Hasn't even officially started. Isn't this like pre-games or pre-season stuff?
No, this was the first week. That was the first week.
This was the first.
Yeah.
Oh, that just started. Okay.
Yeah, football season
these games
just started.
count. That's why New York is
damn! So it's
right
off
now.
to
That's a great
terrible
start for New York. Fantastic start.
First, the Yankees just ruined my summer, and now the Giants are about to ruin my fall
and winter potentially.
They can turn it around.
They could turn it. It was one game.
Don't look at me like that. One game. You always have a week to prepare for the next one.
Boy.
Okay, Kratos.
All right, Big Sean. What's wrong with you?
Boy.
Kratos, Big Sean.
Oh.
I mean, people use me. You'd be all right.
I'm already hoping the Knicks can do something. I mean, I'm sorry, Jay, I kind of took over your grind my gears, but I...
What are you hoping for? A playoff run again?
The Knicks? I know that. That's like a long shot.
If the
That's like
Knicks
that's
get
like
this-
asking for the Mets to be.
Hey, the Knicks got at least 3 players that can show up.
False, they have 2.
I don't trust
Jalen
Julius
Brunson
Randle.
and who?
Whichever one, either RJ or Julius. One of them always shows up. The other one doesn't. The other one shows up. It's a very whack-a-mole situation.
Whack-a-mole.
But always Jalen Brunson's going to be there.
Yo, you're an
Well-
idiot. You're an idiot. Oh,
Thank you for
take
listening.
us out, please.
Thank you for listening to Mystery Brother Podcast. Brother Jay has been your host. He's in the side state. I'm Brother Tay.
Yes,
I'm in a positive, weird state. The itis went away after that. That's crazy. Yeah, followed by when you've been with producer Jay, who's ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
If you want to, please like and subscribe. If you're watching this on YouTube, you comment. Thank you very much for watching. If you want to talk to us, you can follow us on Instagram at excuse_me_brother. Talk to us at TikTok at excuse me brother, no spaces. Or hit us up on the Facebook group, excuse me brother, spaces in between, like a normal sentence. Thank you for listening. I didn't do the racist joke. It's like I'm still laughing on the inside. And Brother Jay, thank you for listening. Have a good night. Stay safe. And if you're in the Northeast and a football fan, just pray January comes fast.
Yeah, pray January comes real quick, bro.
Because there's nothing good for you in the Northeast as a fan of. Oh my God.
Peace,
Bye-bye.
guys.